on a line with Bernovic and Delaney. I talked to Bernie a couple weeks ago about it. What do you think works really well with your group that the coaching staff and everybody's kind of been like, hey, we need to get them back together?
I think we move the puck well. I think chemistry is always there, and we make plays in O-zone, and also we work together on D-zone, so I think that's why coaches put us together. And yeah, I think we move the puck well, and we have some luck on. Bernie's scoring, so that's good, and that's why I think they put us together.
You were away from the team for a bit in December and early January. First off, how was the experience at World Juniors with your country, and what was it like to come back into the mix here following that time away?
Experience was good. I enjoyed it. It was my third year, and I knew it was my last year coming in, and I tried to enjoy it as much as I can, and it went good. We made the quarterfinals, but played U.S. and lost, but coming back in, it was good. Yeah, coaches welcomed me back, and nothing bad to say.
You made a huge impact on the penalty kill this past weekend and really have started to embrace that role more and more, I think. What's your mentality going into the kill, and what do you enjoy most about playing shorthanded?
It's tough to say. I've always been on a penalty kill, so I know what to do, and I know what to do in certain situations and what is best for our team. And what I like about penalty kill is you have a chance to go on breakaways and maybe score a goal, but yeah, that's probably it.
As we head into the second half of the season, what do you think the biggest factor for the Capitals to succeed and keep moving forward is?
I think team effort. Team effort has to be there, and we need to play all 60 minutes as a team, and playoffs will come, and we know that. We just need to play strong and play full 60 minutes, not 40, not 20, just full 60, and I think that's going to be the biggest factor.
Thanks, Rainers. Charlie, your first full season in the USHL is halfway in the books. What are your thoughts on your play and how it's adapted into the league?
Yeah, no, I think I've taken great strides this year in the speed of my game and my defensive play in the D zone. Coming from being a forward in the past seasons before, I've kind of now becoming a more D man, D side of the puck, and I think my D game has really taken off. But I'm still playing good offense and just being quicker with all my plays and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, more playing time lately, too. With a lack of defensemen and depth here for a little bit, you really stepped up into that role, and I think that's had to play a part in your confidence level and that sort of thing developing as well, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. The more playing time, the more confidence, the more opportunities I'm getting. Power play, penalty kill, I'm kind of out there in all situations, and it's really helped me, develop all parts of my game, being able to play in all situations. It's been really great recently. Yeah,
I mentioned the lack of depth. The team adds Sean Ramsey. What have you seen from him? What should the Madison fans expect from him over the next couple, throughout the rest of the season, obviously? Yeah. But at the same time, also, how has he blended in with the group?
He's blended in great. He's a great guy, friendly. He's great to be around, and I think you guys should expect a good offensive defenseman as far as what I've seen. He'll be joining the rush a lot, making great plays, strong defensively. He's kind of an all-around D, which is really great and what we need. So I think you guys should look forward to having him on the squad.
Yeah, big weekend upcoming with 3 games, including 2 interconference games. What do you think is the biggest key heading into the second 3-3 of a season?
I think play our game. Not overextend things, not make things too complicated, play simple, hard, fast, good shift lengths, as coach always likes to say, and just play our game and not get away from that and not let anything else bother us and stay focused.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Chuck.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Coach, big stretch of games here coming up for the team. We'll start with that, I guess. 3-3, a lot of them coming up. What's the biggest key to a 3-3?
I think what we got to find, consistency hasn't been the best part of our game. We've had good games. We've had bad games. I think when you have a stretch of games coming up, 3-3s, I don't even know how many games we have, 14 games in very minimum amount of days. I think you got to be able to find your game fast. Because when you start winning, it gets contagious. When you start losing, it gets really contagious. So I think the biggest thing for us is we got to get to our game fast, and like we got lots of bodies. We got to make sure that we're taking care of each other on and off the ice. That's a big thing too, is you just got to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And for us, I think it's just finding our game early, trying to get a little bit more consistency, and just moving on from game to game.
Yeah, is that consistency part of something? An odd stat that I found the other day is the Capitals have beaten every team they've played this season. I mean, obviously, they only played once against the U17s and once against the U18s. Mm-hmm. But if you take the National Team Development Program as its own, the Capitals have played every team and at least beaten them once. Now, there's obviously a positive with that, but a negative at the same time, because a lot of the teams we've also lost to once. 17 wins and 17 losses overall. At the same time, you force overtime, collect points. What is it with beating a team that second time? Because the team's only done it against Chicago and Cedar Rapids this year, and with a ton of teams in front of us that we've played before, wins are going to be huge.
Yep. It's a compliment to the league, right? Whatever team wants to really show up and compete and work hard, you're always going to give yourself a chance to win that game, and I think that's the consistency part where we tend to sometimes maybe relax a little bit after a big win, which should be the complete opposite. We should want to push harder. That's what we're really trying to get to. I think we are going to get to that. And the league is good. The league is good. If you get a loss, it's the same thing that happens, with our group is you gotta look over video, you gotta see what you did wrong, and you gotta come out even stronger, and that's essentially what happens when teams lose. For us, we gotta find that consistent basis of every single night. There's no excuse for our compete. And if you do that, you're gonna give yourself a good chance to win.
Absolutely. I think a big key, too, has been the defensive core, which you kind of lead the charge on as a former defenseman yourself, with one of the lowest goals against per game in the league, second to only Fargo. What's been the biggest key there this season on that D-core?
It's collectively, everybody, obviously, right? Obviously, we got two great goaltenders. You got two good goaltenders. You still want to try to protect them as much as you can to limit the amount of opportunities you have, grade A chances. We've been doing a really good job of, as a group of five, how can we defend? How do we get the puck back? You're not going to create offense unless you defend. So I think we've been doing a really good job of that, being a little bit structured so we're not trying to give up too many odd-man rushes. And I think that's been a clear sign of why we haven't really given up much. I think with that, I think we can still create more. I think that comes with defending first, and then the offense comes from the back end also, and I think we're continuing to keep working on that.
Yeah, 100%. A couple of transactions this month kind of have a shift in the D-core a little bit. There's been a couple of defensemen that have stepped up, a couple at the same time where they introduced to the group more in a way where they're in the lineup every night. What do more minutes produce for a defenseman on a confidence level? And then at the same time, what does bringing in a guy like Sean Ramsey do for this team?
Minutes for anybody brings confidence. Why? Because if a mistakes happen, and we're not trying to say mistakes, you're not going to play, right? But when it happens, it kind of sinks into your game a little bit, and maybe you don't get as confident to make plays. When you're getting on the ice more times often than not, like if your minutes are higher, those mistakes don't really matter. They do, but mentally, you're getting back on the ice. You're going to be able to do something that's going to be impactful for your team, right? So when you're getting less minutes, it kind of weighs on you a little bit more. So confidence in hockey is everything. We want to have a confident group at all times. We want guys to know that they can make mistakes and it's going to be okay because they're going to get back on the ice. We just picked up Sean Ramsey. He obviously provides a little bit of offensive jump. He's got good upside when it comes to moving the puck, seeing the ice, skating, joining the rush. So again, I think that's going to help us provide some offense from the back end. And then it's just, playing away from the puck is obviously a big thing for him also. You clear that up and you get him to compete defensively without the puck, I think his game is just going to elevate.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Tom.
Yep.